You know the score by now. Hello and welcome to Blah de Blah. It is podcast time. And ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. With me, Tom Feeney.
Me, Dale Harris.
And me, Jack Elliott.
Welcome to Blah
D.
Blah.
And as we always start with, news of the week. Dale,
Yes.
what is your story?
My story is about the Coronation Street musical has been axed after only a week because there's apparently a revolt amongst the actors. Some of the cast have claimed to be angered by what they call a shoddy production values, which have led to these terrible reviews with actors not tying up or having just brief cameos.
Can I just say, I don't know much about this. Paul O'Grady and Kim Marsh, are they in this? I believe Paul O'Grady is Kim Marsh.
Yes, Kim Marsh is in it. She, of course, used to be actually in the proper Coronation Street.
Yeah, of course, yeah, she left, didn't she?
Yeah, well, I don't really keep up with it, but
I think she's gone on a break. Yeah, but Paul O'Grady as well. Has he quit as well?
Yeah, I think they've both seemed to have at least postponed their roles in the musical. I don't know if they've pulled out permanently, but yeah, it seems to be Coronation Street is one of the things. Although it's only musical, they seem to always have it together. So I'm very surprised.
Well, this was to mark the 50th anniversary, wasn't it?
Correct.
So, Jack, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm a little surprised that it's only lasted a week. I mean, the fact that it's a revolt between actors and not just basically people not turning up. I mean, does it say in there what kind of attendances have they been getting? Have they been selling out?
Well, it's just like Bill Roach, for example, is only appears in Video Link, and Julie Goodyear is only on stage for about 4 minutes. So the fans they're turning up, expecting the famous faces of Corrie,
and instead
they're getting either the ones that are just on video, not actually there, or ones that are only briefly on stage.
Brief cameo appearances.
How much would he have to shell out to have got a ticket for this?
I'm not actually sure, to tell you the truth, but I would have thought it would have been a fair price if I'm honest.
I would imagine it'd be West End price.
Yeah, that's all.
£35, I believe.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been cheap, especially marking the occasion. Well, talking of Rovers and Out, which is the headline, that falls very nicely. It's not easy being Keane. Tom, your story.
Well, Steve Keane is in trouble after a YouTube video was released on Monday night, which showed Steve Keane alleging that Sam Allardyce was a crook. Well, in the last 24 hours, Sam Allardyce's lawyers have indicated Sam Allardyce will be looking to pursue legal action. Well, Steve Keane in the video, which was recorded last summer during a pre-season trip to Hong Kong, was said to have said a number of offensive statements regarding players and fellow coaching staff. Dal, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, of course, it is slander, especially to Sam Allardyce, and it was a bit. I don't know if you knew the camera was there or not, but it was a bit stupid if you didn't know the camera was there, and he didn't think he could be hated anymore by Blackburn fans, but it appears now. Well, he should have gone, in my opinion, a long time ago, but he must surely now have to go from the Blackburn job. Jack?
I would imagine if he's not sacked, then he will resign, surely, soon, especially after this video. But, I mean, whoever released this video has obviously kept this.
Well, what I'm being told is the person who released this, of course, has had this video now for about 10 months. They wanted to give Steve Keane as much chance as possible. The moment Blackburn were relegated, so against Wigan at Ewood Park a few weeks ago, from that moment on, this video was going to be released. It was released, the media's got hold of it, and now I watched the YouTube video when it had 25 views, and I thought this is quite big. I put it on Twitter. I don't know if anyone read the comments I'd made about it, but all of a sudden you had all the major newspapers, websites with this video, and I think it's now over 300,000 views. The pressure is mounting on Steve Keane. Will he survive at Blackburn Rovers?
I don't think they'll sack him. I think he's very close to the board. I think if he's going to go, he'd have to resign. But my thinking is, with Steve Keane, what other job in football is he going to get after all this backlash?
Well, I also think when you look at the pitch invasion which happened after the Wigan game, Steve Keane refused to leave the pitch. Now, a lot of managers would run down that tunnel, and avoid. Steve Keane actually had to be more or less dragged away by security for his own safety. And I just think that shows you the resilience he has, and the reason why I don't think he'll leave.
I think that's bought him some time. The fact that, as in amongst with the fans, just baited their anger a bit towards him.
I don't.
No, I think they want him out more than ever.
I think.
I mean, by staying, by not running away when the pitch invasion.
But they.
Started.
I don't think they. At the end of the day, the only person who gained from that invasion was Paul Robinson, because afterwards Paul Robinson did like a lap of honour, and all the Blackburn fans who were there started clapping and saying, "Robbo, you've been our best player." I don't think anyone, because Steve Keane was stood there, was then saying, "Go on, Keane, please don't go." A lot of people want Keane gone from Blackburn, and unfortunately for the Blackburn fans, well, most of the Blackburn fans, it seems, in my opinion, he will not go.
Yeah, I think the point's gone now that he should have gone before. He has to go now. Well, our next story is by Mr. Jack Elliott.
And Jack, I'll just say, we've gone from happy, less serious stories to this story, Jack.
This
Please
story
explain.
is quite serious matter. A man has set himself on fire yesterday outside the court where Anders Breivik, the mass murderer, is standing trial for killing 77 people in Norway. It says here, the man approached the security building in Oslo before dousing himself with liquid and lighting his clothing. Witnesses said the man, who was in his 50s, shouted, "Shoot me." Although it's believed that lawyer Bentaroli has said he's nothing to do with the events. This wasn't a sort of protest against Anders Breivik. He is just believed to be quite mentally disturbed, this man. He's now seriously in hospital. He's got 40% burns. But, I mean, the Anders Breivik case, I think...
Well,
he's just horrified the world.
I read the on Twitter the updates from the court when Breivik was going through what I did on the island and that, and it was harrowing to read. It was it was disturbing that, and he also couldn't remember all the people that he killed. No. When he said ones where people begged for their lives and he shot them point blank in the head, and people froze because they were so scared. He said he had time to reload and then shoot them. He was a very sick man, in my opinion. It was very disturbing to read.
Well, I think that the correct decision was made by the media outlets to not give Breivik the platform which Hitler had. Having that mass media. Instead, it's been written. He's not had a chance to look into a camera and put his ideology across, and I think that was the correct call by the media outlets.
I think in that story, for the families, you have to focus on the victims and the loss of life more than the individual that caused all this pain. That's my opinion.
I think what shocked people as well so much about the Anders Breivik case was this. Anders Breivik is from Norway, is seen as one of the most tolerant countries in the world. It's a very progressive country, and yet this mass murderer Anders Breivik comes out and shoots 77 people. I mean, his shooting spree on its own doubled Norway's murder rate in that year, and it had the lowest murder rate in the world of any country before that.
Oh, that's very interesting. But what I've got coming up next is a fascinating interview which Tom explain more.
On Monday, me, Dale and Jack, we visited the home of Julia O'Dwyer. Her son Richard is facing extradition to the USA after setting up a website called tvshack.net. We interviewed her and got her point of view regarding her son's possible extradition.